welcome to In Tune Deep Tarot. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to be doing a reading on the energy of Mercury retrograde, well, the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. I feel like the energy is very, very, very heavy. Not sure if you're feeling it. You'll probably hear some raindrops in the back, maybe a little thunder. It's storming in my area, so you will hear, some downpours of heavy rain. But I got out two archetypes I just felt a need to pull as I was setting up. And then I also took the card that was at the bottom of the deck, which is the offering, if you can see that. And so this card, we have the womb and the gem. I'm going to read the gem first. Before I get into that, if you are interested in a personal reading, please see the description box below. And also, if you want to enter into the free reading giveaway for September, donate to the channel and you'll be entered into a free reading. Thank you so much for the donations thus far. I really do appreciate the kind gestures and the generosity. I hope God blesses you tenfold, hundredfold. So getting into this gem energy, let's read what it says. The gem. The moments of your life that glimmer are clues to where the gem resides. Don't covet the sparkling diamond of another. The gem is like a fingerprint, never to be repeated again. Find yours. In mythology, the diamond is often linked to diamond or inner light that leads us toward our true self, our purpose, our destiny. The diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. There are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. One thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that is very much unlike it. For example, a diamond in the rough. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly deep in the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface where there is no definite map. Yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. When light, unique, shining, generative, irreplaceable. When dark, envy, greed, grasping. Go deeper. Legend of the Crystal Skulls, Leonard Cohen's Diamonds in the Mind. So I think this energy is talking about, being in situations where, like right now, I think a lot of us are feeling kind of confused and kind of on pause, kind of like that hangman energy where you're not really sure where things are going. I always say that those types of energies and times are when, God is still paving your path before you. So there are things in your life where you are still, you're on hold until things are kind of put in place, so that before you step forward, you just kind of have to wait until things come. So it's like that hangman energy and that magician energy. You pray for it and now you have to wait for the things to come into place, for God to kind of just to help you out. I'm sorry, Mercury retrograde is stealing my thoughts and having me tongue-tied. So there was a couple parts in this passage that kind of stood out to me, and it was the gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. I feel like sometimes some people feel as if, myself included in the past, you feel like Mercury retrograde is a punishment, and you feel kind of bound, you feel kind of punished. And ultimately, you're being put under pressure. A lot of things are coming to surface because there are things that have to be fixed, rearranged, redirected. It also says that the gem requires a descent beneath the surface where there is no definitive map. Again, that hangman energy where you don't really know where things are going. And Mercury retrograde is a time where you may have some hiccups, but ultimately those hiccups are things that need redirection and need some of your attention. I think some of us, like usual, the advice is to never start something new during retrograde. It is a time where you need to finish up old projects, tie up loose ends, and kind of whatever in the swing of things that you were already in, just kind of do those things. There's no signing of contracts or anything like that. Not getting into anything new, because when you do, when Mercury goes direct, you never know if those things are going to change. So there was something also that came to my attention, that when it says, when light, unique, shining, generative, and irreplaceable, that made me think of some cards. And the two cards that I thought about was the Sun card and also the Nine of Pentacles. Those two energies really talk about, being shining, being abundant, being happy, being enlightened, and kind of having that light energy. And the dark part was the envy, the greed, and the grasping. It gave me a perspective of two other cards, the greed with the Devil card, and also with this Four of Pentacles energy, like grasping and not being so open. So I think it's very important to, sorry for the traffic noise, I think it's very important to make sure we are on the right side of feeling abundant, not feeling like we have to hoard and be greedy, but also feeling like it's something that we deserve. And that's not in a bad way. I think that we should have this open feeling that, good things come to good people, especially if you're a good person. I think that it's okay for you to sort of kind of expect good things in your life. I think that's how a lot of us put our prayers out in that magician energy, to want, if you put out good, it's guaranteed in the law of karma that you get it back. Okay. Moving on to the womb. The womb energy. The womb. Consider that Mother Earth must also have a mother. Imagine her. What would honoring the feminine look like to you? Where would you begin? Imagining yourself as loved is a good place to start. The womb, the nest, the belly, the origin. Everything has an origin story. The womb archetype asks us to contemplate the beginning beyond the beginning, the mother beyond the mother. In a world that often negates the power and necessity of feminine principles, this card returns us to the warmth, tenderness, and sacred intelligence from which we came. It is a card of receiving, not achieving, of accepting love from the mother of us all. She is the life-giving force that forgives and cherishes, even when most wounded and desperate soul. No matter how lost you are, the womb awaits your return to help you heal and grow. This card is a call to keep things simple, to return to be reborn in the name of love. The womb is everywhere. It is beyond gender, beyond time. We are within it as it is within us. When light, nourishment, harmony, warmth, love. When dark, stricken, ecological crisis, infertility, and imbalance. Go deeper. Gustave Courbet's The Origin of the World. I feel like this card is giving me that a lot of us have been not nourishing ourselves. I did a reading of this. I didn't know it was going to come up. It was probably a couple days ago. It was, if you are seeing this message, check that video out when you get a chance. It was like, if you are seeing this message, it's a sign for you if you go on my channel. I think it's talking about being easy with oneself. I think a lot of times we see a lot of the things that we go through as punishment. And I think a lot of it is like iron sharpening iron. I think some of the pitfalls, some of the things that we go through are simply refining us so that we can become stronger. Everything that happens to us happens for us. It's not a punishment. It's actually something that is possibly making us stronger for what's to come. And I think a lot of us need to be reminded of that. And we have one last one, the offering. Let's see what the offering is talking about. The offering. Once a week, Gandhi gave up speaking for a day, offering himself to divine silence. The offering can come in all shapes and sizes. If there is a gift you've been thinking of giving someone special, now is the time. The gift, the present, the sacrifice. Unlike many of the other cards in the deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. As you may have guessed, it is time for something to be given and given up for the sake of the bigger picture. If nothing comes to mind immediately, though it's likely it will, take time in meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. This might also be something that you may give up as a sacrifice. It could be giving up smoking, giving up sugar. I just actually had a conversation before pressing record that I actually need to get back in my routine of being healthy again. I kind of slacked on it a little bit. I fell off course, but I think it is now time to do that. I think a lot of our blessings thrive off of offering up some things that were pleasurable. That also goes into that same hangman devil energy. I think it's time to give up some of those things we were greedy or gratuitous about and actually now give away some things. You know, we all kind of live in this circle of life where it's, you know, I'm sure everyone has received some sort of help or some sort of assistance from someone else, be it a gift or, you know, you could have been in a time of need where you needed a ride or something like that, or someone could have given you money when you forgot your wallet. I think it's time to make sure you're putting out those blessings. You being a blessing to someone is a blessing to them, and I'm sure many of us can think right now on, you know, how many blessings we've received in our life or even just currently. I just wanted to offer that to kind of give some perspective. It's likely you'll feel attachment and hesitancy. You'll make excuses, but recognize the link between the word sacrifice and the word sacred. One leads to another. When we offer up something to the greater good, we lighten our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were able to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. For now, start small. When light, generosity, donation, volunteering. When dark, giving with expectations, keeping track. Go deeper. Odin's sacrifice of his eye in Norse mythology. So that generosity, that donation, that volunteering, you can offer your time to someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be always monetary if you don't have it, but offering your ear, shoulder for someone to cry on, your time, babysitting for someone who may need your help, or sitting with a senior citizen and giving them some kind words or giving someone a compliment can be something that is very generous. You can donate food to your local food bank. That is always something that is needed. Canned goods and, you know, dry things, beans, rice, just any sort of generosity. Be mindful, if you aren't already, to make sure you give. And then it says when dark, giving with expectation. Sometimes, you know, we can say, especially in sometime in romantic relationships, some people can feel like, well, if I give this person my time, they'll spend time with me. If I get them a gift, they'll do this for me. I think we have to be mindful of some of those things too, and keeping track and keeping score of giving something to another person. If you're going to give, make sure you give without expectations and give and not have a string attached. If you're going to give, make sure it's from the heart and almost as if you kind of forget about it. You know, if it's given for the right reasons, you won't keep score at all. I think that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want a personal reading, that information is in the description box. And if you want to enter into the free reading giveaway, please be sure to donate to the channel, and that information is below as well. Thank you so much for your support, and talk to you soon.